You have heard the advice to max out your tax-advantaged accounts. You know the rule. But what happens when you have more money to save than those accounts can possibly hold? This is the moment where standard advice fails and you risk making costly mistakes. You might be tempted to force your savings into low-yield retirement buckets just to hit a limit, or worse, take on unnecessary debt to do so. By the end of this video, you will understand why the goal shifts from maximizing contributions to maximizing your after-tax returns. Here is the thing. Most financial advice treats tax-advantaged space as a savings cap. You are told to fill it up like a bucket. But for high-income earners, this space is actually a tax shield. It is not a storage bin for your money. It is a specialized tool designed to absorb tax-inefficient assets. When your income exceeds contribution limits, the marginal utility of forcing savings into these low-yield retirement buckets drops below the opportunity cost of taxable efficiency. This means you are likely leaving money on the table by trying to overfill a container that was never meant to hold that much volume. Let us look at the mechanics of why this happens. When you contribute to a traditional IRA or a 401k, you are deferring taxes. You get a tax deduction now, and you pay taxes later. This is valuable, but that value is finite. Once you hit the annual contribution limit, you cannot simply add more. If you have excess disposable income, the only way to put more money into that bucket is to take on debt. You might borrow money to contribute. This is a dangerous strategy because you are paying interest on the loan while hoping for a future tax benefit. The math rarely works out in your favor. You are essentially borrowing at a higher rate to get a tax deduction that might be worth less in the future due to tax rate changes. Now consider this alternative perspective. The optimal strategy shifts from maximizing contributions to maximizing after-tax returns. This requires a fundamental change in how you view your investment portfolio. You must treat tax-advantaged space as a tax shield to absorb tax-inefficient assets. This includes bonds or active funds that generate high ordinary income. These assets are terrible for taxable accounts because the interest and dividends are taxed at your highest marginal rate every single year. That annual tax drag eats away at your compounding. By placing these assets in your retirement accounts, you neutralize the tax drag. Quick resource note: I keep a curated set of Amazon search links in the description for books, gear, and tools relevant to this channel's topics. Some are affiliate links, so I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Please consider supporting the channel by using those links if you find something useful. Once you have filled your tax-advantaged space with these inefficient assets, your taxable accounts become the home for tax-efficient growth vehicles. This is where index funds and exchange-traded funds belong. These investments generate capital gains, which are taxed at a lower rate than ordinary income. Furthermore, you only pay taxes on capital gains when you sell. This allows your capital to compound tax-deferred for years. The failure mode of over-saving in retirement accounts for high earners is liquidity lockup and yield suppression. You end up with a portfolio full of low-yield bonds just because you needed to fill a quota. You are sacrificing growth for the sake of a tax deduction that you have already maximized. The engineering solution is to decouple your savings rate from contribution limits. Your savings rate should be determined by your income and your goals, not by the IRS contribution caps. When you have excess income, you must focus on the tax treatment of the asset class itself. This is where asset location becomes your primary optimization lever. You are no longer asking, "How much can I save?" You are asking, "Where does this specific asset class perform best after taxes?" Let us talk about the specific tools you can use in your taxable accounts. Tax loss harvesting is a critical component of this strategy. When you have a taxable account, you can sell investments that are down to realize a loss. This loss can then be used to offset capital gains you have realized from other sales. If you have more losses than gains, you can deduct up to $3,000 against your ordinary income. This effectively creates a tax refund or a tax deferral that improves your overall returns. While the research on optimal income tax suggests that high-income earners should prioritize this efficiency, the practical application is often overlooked. Consider the scenario where you have a surplus of cash. If you force that cash into a low-yield bond fund inside a retirement account because you cannot find a better use for it, you are suppressing your yield. You are accepting a lower return in exchange for a tax benefit you no longer need. In a taxable account, you can hold a broad market index fund. The dividends are qualified and taxed at the lower capital gains rate. You can harvest losses to offset those gains. The result is a portfolio that grows faster over the long term because the tax drag is minimized. The tax drag in taxable accounts eventually outweighs the benefits of premature retirement bucket funding if you are not careful. This approach requires a shift in mindset. You stop seeing the contribution limit as a target to hit and start seeing it as a resource allocation problem. You have a limited amount of tax-free or tax-deferred space. You must allocate that space to the assets that suffer the most from taxation. Everything else goes into the taxable account. This decoupling allows you to maintain a high savings rate without compromising your long-term growth potential. You are no longer forced to make suboptimal capital allocation decisions just to satisfy a rule. The key insight here is that the tax shield is most valuable when used to protect the most vulnerable parts of your portfolio. It is not a savings account. It is a protective layer for your tax-inefficient holdings. When you treat it as a savings cap, you are using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. You are using a high-value tool for a low-value task. The failure to recognize this leads to portfolios that are overly conservative and underperforming. The engineering solution is to build a portfolio where every asset is in its most tax-efficient location. This maximizes your after-tax returns regardless of your income level. When your income exceeds contribution limits, the marginal utility of forcing savings into low-yield retirement buckets drops below the opportunity cost of taxable efficiency. This is the core truth you must internalize. You must stop treating tax-advantaged space as the primary goal. It is a tool, not a destination. By prioritizing asset location and tax loss harvesting, you align your investments with the reality of the tax code. You ensure that your money works as hard as possible for you. This is the path to true financial optimization for high earners. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I am a one-person team working hard to make each video better than the last. Subscribe if you found value. It is the best way to show support. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. See you in the next video.